Good morning, boys. Today for you guys, I have Gringotts Wizarding Bank Collector's Edition from LEGO Harry Potter. This is set number 76417 from the year 2023. I'll be rating it on three things: minifigures, how fun it was to build, how fun it is to look at, and then I'll give it an overall rating at the very end based on those ratings. And then at the very end, I'll give it a one last rating from my sister. So, here we go. Let's go through a few things real quick. Let's just go through all the minifigures. So, right here you have Rview Hagrid. I didn't even know he had a first name. That's Hagrid. Harry Potter. Grip Hook. Bellatrix. Let's see here. I've got a list I'm going down. Dragomir Despard. Or the other side can be Ron, apparently. Then here's another generic goblin, I guess. Harry Potter as a kid. Gringotts Guard. And Rickbert. Sure. Another generic goblin. We've got a Death Eater. Another Gringotts Guard. And then last but not least, Bogrod. So, and then these things, they have little coins. Right, come on, focus up. Focus on me. Focus on me. Yeah. So you've got these. That's all what's loose here. So in terms of minifigures, honestly, I don't like that they made it so that the adults of everyone but Harry Potter had the alternate faces of just other characters, like who was it that I flipped him on the ground. But this guy, right? It's one character here, and then if you want Ron, you gotta turn it around. Huh? How does that make sense? Someone please tell me. But anyway, that's the one thing I don't like. So I gave it a 7 out of 10 for that. It's just give us the extra minifigures. It shouldn't be that hard, right? And then how fun it was to build. Well, as I'm sure you guys can see, and this is very difficult to get it even all into one frame here, but it's a lot. There's a lot going on here. I don't know. Oops, I just switched the mode of my light. One of my lights. There we go. But like, there's a lot of details. Like starting at the bottom here and just going all the way up. There's this cart. Right? There's all of these little nooks and crannies here where you've got a whole bunch of things on the inside. You know, there's a waterfall going down. You know, here's another door right here that apparently you can't even open. Oh yeah, that's not even a real door. That's a fake door. I keep hitting the mode button on my light. I gotta figure that out. Maybe a better position for it. But like, you've got like this where you can move it so that the stop sign thing shows or indicates like where it'll stop at. So this cart does stop where you want it. And then up at the top here, you guys can see this platform here. And this platform is where this thing sits on top of. So I actually just straight up can't put it all into one frame. But that's, you know, relatively simple. Most of the details on the outside. With this, however, there's a lot of details on the inside too. It's just like a regular, like a city, what am I thinking? Modular building. It's like a city modular building where you've got the side building here, kind of like how they did with the, what was it called? Why am I blanking on all the names here today? It was the Harry Potter where he worked at, it was the Daily Bugle. You know how the Daily Bugle had that separate little area here, and a lot of the other Lego City modular buildings also have the separate building here. So we've got the Magical Menagerie and Brews and Stews, as well as a Gringotts Bank advertisement up top there. And then, of course, you've got Gringotts Bank. I love the way that they did this, keeping it true to form. And then you've got a little alleyway. There's that little famous little alleyway right here. You've got a couple of owls going on. And let me just keep it turning around. So here's the back entrance. You've got a whole bunch of details all along it. And then we get to the back here, where you can actually see inside here. It's got a beautiful, grand, like, just main room here, I guess. And then you've got a little office up here, you know, treasure chests, treasure, beautiful chandelier right above the door there. All these different desks. This is the iconic desk he walks up to at the very beginning, walking through all of those little things. And then even more details just on the back here, just to completely round it out. And then you can open that up to see on the inside of here, just this little shop here. And then does this even open? Yeah, this opens up very little. It's just a little hidey hole. And there's a bat and a couple newspapers on the inside there. So really, really cool overall, in my opinion. How does this go? Just like this. What even is this from? I don't remember. But there's a piece missing now. So I'll have to figure that out. But yeah, so that's the set. How fun it was to build. 9 out of 10. A lot of the techniques were really just cool, honestly. They were just really cool techniques. Does this? Oh, the roof comes out here. You can just take that out for easy playability. Very nice. Very, very nice. Easy playability. Gotta love it. So this is not only a good set for display, not only a good set, well, for minifigures if you like the number of minifigures, not the actual quality. Because, you know, if it was quality, then they'd each get their own. But that's just my opinion. And it's also great to look at. Great to look at, great playability. Both of the things. So, giving it a 9 out of 10 for how fun it was to build. A 10 out of 10 for how fun it is to look at. Honestly, if you figure out a good way to display it in its full glory, you know, with this part on top of this part, it's magnificent. So that brings us to an overall 9 out of 10. And then Margaret, my sister, gave it a 10 out of 10 because it's really cool, she said. That's about it for this one. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. I almost forgot this little guy. This little guy comes with it too, and I say little. It's actually a very large dragon, breathing fire. Everything's controllable, you know, the mouth, the head, all on swivels, the legs, the wings. They're very cool. They open up, so you can have it stomping around on its wings, or I guess front paws, or you can have them all spread out and ready to fly. So just wanted to make sure I got that in there and didn't forget. Bye.